From Camden Catholic High School, Comcast Cable, Channel 5 presents High School Wrestling tonight. A non-conference matchup of two of the top teams in South Jersey, the Dragons of Kingsway Regional High School and the Irish of Camden Catholic High School. John Vogeding, two of the top teams in South Jersey, two of the top teams in the state of New Jersey. We have them here tonight, and right now we're going to go to the center of the mat for the coin toss.
Sean Felkins, the official for the match. He will toss the coin and we'll find out who's got odd or even matches.
Of course, folks, we're starting at 152 pounds, waiting for Kingsway to come out to the center of the mat.
Captain!
Felkins getting on a little bit. There we go. Kingsway sending the whole team out, Vogue.
Good luck. You're calling it. You're calling it.
Amazing. Just goes to show you how big a match this is.
Kingsway will call it in the air.
They want unity out there. They've got it now.
Heads or tails? Call it in the air.
Listen in.
Tails it is. Heads. Choice. Camden
Catholic's
takes
choice.
on.
They defer, I think. Just listen in. We can't hear him, so we'll have to just...
Camden Catholic takes odd.
Camden Catholic has the odd matches. Odd matches. So in the very first match, they have to send the wrestler out first, and they have the choice in all the odd matches as we go through the meet.
Okay, Vogue, Dustin Deckard, our first change of the night.
Dustin Deckard is wrestling at 152.
Against Sweden.
Camden Catholic started the season in Elite 8 out at St. Edwards, Ohio. Dustin Deckard out there wrestled at 162 pounds. For this match, he's at 152. His record 3-1 going into this bout, a two-time district champion. The first district title he won was at 119 pounds for Pennsville in 2005. Wrestled 130 for Camden Catholic last year, a two-time regional runner-up. Lost to Aaron Wilcox of Chalik in 2005. Lost 3-2 to Chris Noddy of Holy Cross last year. 68 career wins going into this bout. He is a junior. Rob Whedon, the senior.
There's a takedown, Vogue. 2-0 lead, and he's going to let him go.
Yep.
We're asking for injury time. So a 2-1 lead. Deckard calling for injury.
Rob Whedon 3-3 going into this bout. The only competition Kingsway has this year so far was in the Keystone Classic at Penn State last weekend. Whedon finished 6th last year. A district runner-up and 4th in the region last year.
So our first little break, and there we see Gary Papa standing up, looking for Pete DePaul. He is the head coach. Gary Papa's standing up there.
Pete DePaul sitting down to Papa's inside.
Oh, he shaved. That's no.
Shaved the head.
Okay, that's why.
The wild thing.
Two-one lead Deckard on that first period takedown.
Here comes Petey DePaul, mat side. Shaved head. Tom McConnell, of course, the coach for Kingsway, second year at Kingsway High School. This is DePaul's second year at Camden Catholic.
Whedon trying to spin around for the takedown. Deckard fights him off and gets the takedown himself. He has a 4-1 lead.
Nice dump. Whedon got a little bit off balance there and trying to spin behind. Gets the escape. There's Tom McConnell, the head coach of Kingsway High School. We mentioned his second year.
Came from that Eastern program, Vogue, but wrestled his high school matches where? At Collingswood,
At
right?
Collingswood High School and the Rutgers Camden until they dropped the program. 23-3 last year in his first year at the helm of Kingsway Regional. Camden Catholic's choice takes the defensive position.
Whedon's first chance to work on top. As we talked about on our wrestling show, this is a senior-dominated lineup for Kingsway from 140 pounds to heavyweight. So, I mean, this is where their experience is.
Yeah, and it could be an advantage in the weight class they're starting if they can win a couple of these head-up matches.
I was going to say, Vogt, what's most interesting is this match would happen to come down to the end. What a matchup we have with Jackson Brady and Mark Haig closing it out at 145. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you know, sometimes it's nice to look forward to that.
Yeah. Just tends to build up the excitement as you go along. Not many empty seats in here tonight. And of course the crowd has been in here for some time. Camden Catholic started the evening by winning the JV match. So it gave the Camden Catholic fans lots to cheer about early.
Your Falcons counting. He wants Whedon to bring him right back down to the mat. Or let him go.
A kind of a verbal warning when an official starts counting when both wrestlers are up on their feet. The wrestlers are schooled to get the man back to the mat within 4 to 5 seconds, and the official helps remind them that they have to bring them back to the mat by going into an oral count.
There's the escape now, 5-2. Deckard with 2 takedowns and the escape for his 5 points. Midway through this match.
Gets in on a near side single. Now Whedon's got to be careful here. That's why he's got to be careful. Deckard is very comfortable operating low.
Let's go!
Deckard ran cross country for Camden Catholic in the fall, so he's in very good shape.
Final 30 seconds. Whedon has a shot to start on the bottom in the third period, so he doesn't want to give up any more points here, Voj.
That's correct.
Likes to stay within 3, because if he gets the escape, a takedown could tie it for him. Here he goes in with the shot. Trying to steal a takedown. He does. Big 2 points, Voj. Final 10 seconds if he can hold him down. 5-4. He does. What a
big
great
takedown
job by
points.
Whedon getting that takedown, and he has a chance to start on bottom. Asking for injury time.
Deckard entered the match this year in this match 3-1. The only loss was to St. Edwards, Ohio, the #1 ranked team in the country. St. Edwards virtually dominated Camden Catholic in that match, winning 65-6. Corey Schmidt, who we'll see later, was the only winner for Camden Catholic. The other loss was Oak Park, Missouri, 43-27.
There you see Whedon, and to his left his dad, who's the trainer, Chuck Whedon. McConnell's there also.
This is a timeout for both wrestlers so far now.
There's Pete DePaul. There you see. Falcons tell him to keep the clock moving until he's up and ready. Interesting to see if Deckard just lets him go right off the start, Voj.
Well, he's dominated him on his feet, so unless he might want to try and break him down first and then see what kind of response he's going to get. But if he feels he gets in trouble, he will cut him loose. But if you got to remember, if he cuts him loose, it's going to tie the score.
Lead him to his feet. There's the escape. We're tied, and he takes the shot. He's going to run out of room. We'll go back to the center. 1:41 left. Third period. 5-5. First match of the evening. 1:52.
There again, you can see Deckard feels a little bit more comfortable on his feet. He didn't make any great attempt to keep Whedon down. Whedon just has to solve Deckard on his feet.
And a good point you mentioned between periods. Each wrestler using an injury timeout, so the next one could be a factor in choice, folks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The crowd is in mid-season form also for the first match of the year.
No question. Of course, we well documented that Camden Catholic has a very ambitious schedule this year. Wrestling Kingsway tonight, which come out in the preseason rankings as number 3 in South Jersey.
And then they have Southern tomorrow night, Vogue, and depending on who you talk to, they're 2 or 3 right behind Jackson. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a great match when Jackson and Southern wrestle.
Absolutely. And what Wheaton has to do here is keep the pressure on, trying to work a stalling warning against Deckard. But he's got to be very, very careful because Deckard has solved him a couple times on their feet.
And nobody's been hit yet for stalling. Final 40 seconds.
And of course, if it goes overtime, there's a 1-minute overtime period. And that 1-minute overtime period is sudden victory. And with Deckard having a couple takedowns already, it would favor him in that 1-minute period. Still remains side, then it goes to the 2 30-second periods.
Also looking at the conditioning, both wrestlers look in pretty good shape. Wheaton looks in excellent shape this far in the match.
Yes, he does. And the last 20 seconds. Wow, what a way to have an opening bout.
Rob Wheaton at one point, with about 10 seconds left in his second period, was down.
Oh, my.
5-2. He's got the leg. He's got the leg. Can he get on the top?
Oh, my.
4 seconds. Nothing yet. Nothing yet for either wrestler.
Oh, my.
He got it.
Oh, my.
I don't know if there was any time left, though, Vogue. It was very close. Let's see what happens here. They're going to wave it off. No points. No points. McConnell's going to argue this one. Vogue, it was close.
Yes, it was.
McConnell's and DePaul both going over. Let's listen in.
Right here. Right here. I gotta go by my phone with it, guy. You know you heard it. No, I didn't. You couldn't hear it? I didn't know. I did not. That's why I ran straight over here. Let them decide it.
Oh, brother. What a way to start.
Overtime.
And as Sean Falcon said, there's no visible, no way. There's a warning for a caution. No way could he hear the buzzer. They should have some kind of a sounding device here with this many people in here, an air horn or something.
We're in a big match like this. I can't believe there's not an extra official here.
Unbelievable.
Deckard with the leg. Nice job by Wheaton sprawling. 40 seconds left.
Wheaton battling.
Wheaton again
on the outside. Oh my, oh my.
Got the takedown, he got the takedown. Camden Catholic survives the first match in overtime.
16 seconds remaining. Oh, brother.
Kingsway fans don't like the call. What you think of the call, Vogue?
It was a good call, good takedown call. I mean, Deckard was completely in bounds.
Right.
There's a good 2 points there. It's just a shame that the official didn't have a sounding device on the other side on the other takedown.
Okay, votes McCormick.
And Brett McCormick is a senior, 1-3 on the year for Camden Catholic. For Kingsway, senior Mark Gattuso, 5-2 on the year, 5th in the Keystone Classic, 2 times a district runner-up.
McCormick weighed in, Village, at 52. Coming in at like 147.
Okay, McCormick weighed in at 152, and Gattuso
weighed in at 60, 159.
Yeah, a true 60-pounder. So McCormick is giving away weight here. This is huge, again, for Kingsway. Almost pulling the first one out. This becomes very important.
Gattuso trying to go upper body, trying to get the 2 in, some back points right away. Nothing yet. Looking for that throw, it looked like, Vogue.
Very interesting on the sidelines. P.D. DePaul, very animated. No score, and this individual about 45 seconds in the first period remaining. Gattuso doing, oh my,
back.
Oh my,
we got trouble,
my. Gattuso's got to lock it up. This is big, this is big, this is huge. Oh my, 20 seconds left. Oh, brother. Oh, my. 10 seconds.
Great job by McCormick, not giving up the 6 there.
Oh, my.
Great move by Gattuso. He tried it earlier. He got it that time. 5-0 lead as we go into the second.
Huge, big move by Gattuso.
Look at the Paul and Papa.
Kingsway starts in a defensive position. DePaul to his right. Gary Poppin, a longtime coach here, now the director of wrestling operations. And the ride you see, John, that a lot of Camden Catholic wrestlers will use is something that Papa made very famous at Paul VI High School. He's a big body rider man. Got the leg in. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Gattuso with a reversal. Big move by Gattuso.
Now 7.
And he doesn't want to get sloppy on top. He wants to take his time, break the man down.
There's a stall warning. Just getting ready to ask you about the stalling, Vogue.
Anytime you put your head down the mat when the man on top is trying to work for something, you're going to get hit with a stalling warning. Felkins wasted no time saying he wants them to wrestle.
We'll go back to the center.
And Gattuso cannot get over anxious here. He's frustrated. He has to take everything point by point.
This is obviously a match where bonus points are going to be a factor, and he's a point away from that.
7-0 lead. He gets one more point, and he holds an 8-point differential. He'll have major decision points, which is 4 points. But I'm sure going into this bout, Tom McConnell and the Kingsway coaching staff are looking for more than 4 points.
Oh, especially after the way this match started.
Great effort by Rob Whedon, losing in overtime. So Gattuso, another tested senior in this lineup, has to get bonus points in this bout.
Big two now.
Again, Gattuso saying to the official, I'm doing what I can, and he's not wrestling. Stalling warning has been given.
When we head to the third period, a 7-0 lead for Gattuso. And it'll be his choice starting the third period. I'm assuming he'll take bottom. Looks like McConnell saying neutral.
Neutral, let's go.
It's kind of interesting that Camden Catholic would take the top position in that second period because I think the feeling there is I can ride the man, I can dominate the man, turn the man. It didn't work. And now Gattuso's back where he's comfortable because they get a 5-point move in the first period off the takedown. That's what he's looking for again. Notice the official will get down and look on his front headlock type situation. Make sure no air passages are being cut off. There's 2 points there.
And there's the major right now, 9-0.
Gattuso cannot get frustrated here. He's got to break the man down, continue to work for back points.
Do it in the middle.
Hold that advantage where he gets extra points for his team. Saw Coach McConnell on the sideline indicating to Gattuso to try and break him down and maybe go for a near side cradle.
He can afford to let him go too, Voj, because he'll still have the
major.
Right, there's a point there anyway.
With a stalling.
He's trying that move though, Voj. You're right.
Now 10-0. Got the near side cradle.
Trying to bring him back in.
He's going to run out of room, I think, because if he takes one more step, his supporting points are all in. That's why wrestling continues. Once his knee crosses that line, a supporting point, the official's going to have to break it. The left knee hit the line, so he had to break it. Got a 10-0 lead. Got to go for broke here with 39.
And he's going to let him go, Voj.
Going to let him go. Okay, go for the big move. Well, we thought he was going to let him go. Near side cradle. Good start off the freestyle start. Trying to crunch him. He can lock it up and turn him. Needs 5 points.
Another stall. It's 11-0.
Gattuso's going to run out of time because even if there's another stall call, it becomes a 2-point penalty. Big win by Gattuso. Major
victory
decision
for Gattuso. We'll take a break. 4-3 Kingsway. Back at Camden Catholic, 4-3 lead Kingsway, Voj. Listen to see who's coming out. Chris Franz and Rick DeMartin, Voj.
Okay. Franz of Camden Catholic is 3-1 this year. 22 wins in his career. Rick DeMartin, another senior for Kingsway, 5-2 this year, 5th in the Keystone Classic, 3rd in District 31 last year. Pretty even matchup with a couple of seniors. Probably another key pivotal bout for a Kingsway though, John.
Yeah, because what Camden Catholic's doing is they're going to send Tron Goen out against one of their better upper weights, McCauley.
Yes.
Little blood time.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. What they're going to do is they're going to bump Tron Goen up, and they're going to use him probably against Kevin McCauley because DeMartin.
I would think Tom McCauley.
Yeah, because DeMartin is out there now, and those are some options.
You know what I'm talking about?
Of course, we talk high school wrestling, Voj, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and again at 10 p.m. the High School Sports Report, the wrestling edition. Hope to have some big guests in this year. Who are you going to line up for us, though, Voj?
Well, I think, especially off this first match, I think we got to try and get Tom McConnell in to talk, and maybe down the line, Peter Paul to see if he wants to give some kind of an explanation on why such a vicious schedule this year. Now, this is really over-ambitious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you talk about, like, high point. I mean, why don't you throw me over that schedule? You do have it. Here it is, 7 and 10 on Channel 5 throughout the high school wrestling season. We'll get into that schedule a little bit later votes. 1:20 left here. We're scoreless. And this is one Kingsway needs, especially with that move now when Macaulay probably going against Trungo. Going to wipe up the mat.
Little blood cleanup out there. But Southern Regional tomorrow as part of that ambitious schedule.
Right.
We're on a Friday night now, and
right. Then
Camden Catholic travels to Southern.
Yeah. And then within a week, High Point and Ocean Township.
Again, a couple top 20 ranked teams in the state.
Yeah. Then they just go to the Virginia Duels. Nothing too big there, bud. Come back. They have Jackson. David Brearley, who's probably the second best Group 1 school in the state behind Paulsboro, Delaware Valley, and then the tournament.
Very ambitious.
With Bergen Catholic, one of the top teams in the state.
In the parochial group.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be interesting if when they go down to the Virginia Duels, they end up meeting each other down there again, Kingsway and Camden Catholic. They're both there.
There you go. This is one of those pivotal matches, Voj, swing match.
Very big swing match. Nice head control here if he can get his arms free and spin around.
Nice job by Franzo grabbing that leg.
My. Yep, that's you got to be careful.
But there's a takedown to Martin.
Spin behind by DeMartin. Good move. Very impressed with Kingsway and early going here, John. They are not intimidated out there. That bagpiper that led the Camden Catholic Irish and did nothing to intimidate him.
Actually, the Kingsway kids were kind of laughing. I kind of saw that. I thought that. You gotta love the atmosphere, though, Voj.
Oh, without a doubt.
You can tell just pulling up over an hour and 20 minutes before the match started. I think I parked in
blood time.
Palmyra, by the way.
What's that?
I had to park in Palmyra. Yeah, it's off far away.
Well, thank you for letting me off at the door.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Another break. Anyway, we talked about that tournament. I mean, that schedule by Camden Catholic. Oh, they started blood time on the wrong kid. I guess they got to fix it up because it looks like blood times for Kingsway now. And there we see Gary Papa, who gave Channel 5 one of its all-time best wrestling matches we ever had a chance to see, Voj. And you were a spectator that night.
That's right. I had to get back to work.
Yeah, Paul VI, Paulsboro. It's the first time they met. I think they met 2 consecutive years, but the first match was at Paul VI. And Paulsboro, despite losing the last match, at the end ends up winning the match when Doug Arena, who actually went on to win the heavyweight championship that year, beats Darren Dobzhansky, but only by a regular decision. Dobzhansky is coming off as a runner-up in the States the previous year. And there's a reversal in a 2-2 match at the buzzer.
Yep. And there's what you try and prevent. When you get down to just a couple ticks left on the clock, you don't want to give up 2 points. 1, fine. 2, not a good move.
No. Man, well, you got to keep that in mind when it comes towards the end of this match, how big that is.
Well, the really big thing is if they go overtime, the first point scored in this match were by DeMartin.
Right.
So if it goes into the final tiebreaker overtime, he would have choice.
Martin looked physical on top here. He just doesn't want to get sloppy if you're Kingsway.
You saw he got just a little bit off balance right before the end of that first period. It cost him 2 points. Of course, a lot of the Kingsway fans
looking for stalling there.
Well, they're looking at a guy going off the mat. You can grazely call fleeing the mat. Well, Sean Felkins has been under this kind of pressure before. He's done all levels in the state, districts, the regionals, the group championships, the state championships. So there again, there's that sit out where they're grabbing the head. I noticed that as they were wrestling in the JV match. So it results in a 1-point escape for Camden Catholic and a 3-2 lead. Now DeMartin has his work cut out. He's got to put the pressure on, but he's got to do it intelligently so he doesn't get caught.
One minute in the second. Franz leads DeMartin 3-2. DeMartin had the first takedown.
Notice how Franz, if you'll watch, if he backs off here, he might come out and try and lower his level, get lower. There he shoots in for a dump. Follows through. Doesn't have it yet. Now he's got 2.
Big takedown.
He's got back points. Oh my. Oh my. Oh brother. Oh.
Oh.
My.
Big 6 points right there for Camden Catholic.
That time?
It's a big pin, though. It's 9-4.
Huge, huge. They cleared that clock off pretty fast. I think it was 3:36, but I'm not exactly sure. That's a big, big pin for Camden Catholic.
From Kingsway, Kevin McCoy. From Camden Catholic,
Anthony Trungone. They're saying Kevin McCauley, so it must be the brother.
Okay. Kevin McCauley is Kevin.
It is Kevin, so
Kevin McCauley, definite underdog here. He's a sophomore. They might be bumping up in the other weight class. A sophomore with no record this year so far. Anthony Trongone, and very seasoned senior, 3-1 this year, a 2-time district champion. First in Region 8 last year, going to Virginia Tech, state runner-up a year ago.
Region 7, right?
I'm sorry, Region 7.
Another takedown, 4-1 lead. And Trungone, I'll tell you, until that final was the talk of the tournament, the state tournament, knocking off, I think, Kiss and Spellman, right?
Right. Camden Catholic's going for, they're smelling blood now, John. They're going for 6 points in this match.
Got 2 there. Back point, 6-1. That was interesting too, though, wasn't it?
Yes. Expose his back long enough and get a 2 count, you're going to get 2 points. Trying to turn his man in. He's got the supporting points inbounds. There's a fall. Oh my. Oh my.
It's now 15-6.
15-4 the score.
Oh,
going into 2:15.
15-4 Camden Catholic.
Oh my. Kevin McCauley? Is that what you heard?
Oh yeah, McCauley, Tom McCauley.
Tom McCauley.
Matt Posh.
Okay. That was Kevin McCauley in the last match?
That is correct, Vogue.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was identifying him as Tom McCauley. Kevin McCauley out there now.
No, this is Tom McCauley. Kevin McCauley was in the last one.
I'm sorry. Tom McCauley, 6-1 this year. 3rd in the district, 4th in the region. Matt Posh, also a senior, 2-2 this year.
You love lineup changes. This is your sport.
They all look the same out there.
What do you think, Vogue? They should just have a predetermined lineup, or you like this?
Oh, I think it's part of the mystique of wrestling. You got to have matchups.
College, you don't, right? Or do you?
College is a little bit different than this level. Good takedown.
Of course, Kingsway needs big points here.
Well, they're looking at a 15-4 deficit already, so they got to get extra points. Back-to-back pins. Hurts.
There's the escape, 2-1. McCauley weighing in 174, Posh 191, so giving up almost 20 pounds is McCauley.
And you can see the size differential out there. Tom McCauley, as we mentioned, 6-1 this year, third in that Keystone Classic at Penn State. One of 11 place winners for Kingsway. The Dragons won that tournament and had nobody in the finals.
We talked about that too, but I think that shows you the balance on this team.
Well, that's the senior Latin part of the lineup for Kingsway. It's very instrumental.
One period down, 2-1. Let's see him let him go. Freestyle start.
And cuts him loose.
You know what
let him go.
You got to take him down. Coach, first one this year. We should write that down. How many times we say that?
Strategy coming out from both sides now.
Pauly with the leg.
You notice how Camden Catholic will sprawl right away there. They sprawl, they put their body on top of yours, forcing your head to the mat.
And this is where that 20 pounds comes into effect too,
Absolutely, absolutely. You shoot underneath and the guy's close to 20 pounds heavier, makes you work a little bit harder. So if you're going to go for that single, you want to take it to the outside. Don't want to get caught going underneath the man. Less than a minute to go in the second period. 2-2, this individual score.
Voice cracking, Vogue. Either you're excited.
Oh, my. Good ankle pick by Camden Catholic. Oh, my.
Wow.
Big 2 points. 4-2 lead. .37 seconds left in the period. Tom McCauley's got to get at least one before the period ends.
I think that momentum, have you sensed a shift in momentum?
Oh, absolutely, with the back-to-back pins.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question. Tron Gone, the tested veteran, did what he had to do. His team needed 6 points, and he went out and got it.
I'm going back to 71 in the Martin match.
Absolutely.
That's a big escape with under 15 seconds left. 4-3. McCauley will have his choice in the third period, so that's a big point there.
Yes.
And we go to the third, 4-3. And how about conditioning? Because Kingsway looked in real good condition the first few matches, Vogue, but taking it when you give up the 20 points and the guy's pushing down on you, that's got to take a lot out of you conditioning-wise.
No question. I mean, you can be as good a physical shape as you want to be, but if you're giving away weight, it starts to take its toll out there. Freestyle start.
Tied at 4.
But see, very willing to give it up because I think that what you're sensing here, Posh is sensing that this weight differential is starting to take its toll. So he's very willing to work on his feet. I think he feels more confident on his feet. McCauley tries to any kind of a single shot underneath. Posh will have the advantage because he's just going to lower the boom.
Neither wrestler doing anything right now, Vogue.
No, I'm very surprised we're going to get a double stall warning at this point. They're just dancing out there. There again, you have McCauley taking his shot. Posh just waiting for it. Shoves down, spins behind, gets the key takedown. 6-4 lead, 6-5 lead with the escape.
And the clock stopped. We go back to the center. Here we go. 45 seconds left. Kingsway needs a takedown here.
And see, this calls for desperation now. You're not only giving away weight to your opponent, but now you need your desperation because you're losing. So all Posh has to do is just defend. He doesn't really have to take a shot.
And he's smart tying up too like that.
Oh yeah, he can counter because there's what's going to happen.
The
wrestler has to go underneath. He's going to pick up the ankle. He's going to lay the weight on the back of that man's head. And he's going to try and balance that off and spin behind. See if he doesn't try a crossface and spin behind.
10 seconds left.
He doesn't even have to try for the takedown. He has the lead.
Here's the crescendo, Vogue. The crowd. This is a big one, Vogue.
No question. Six to 5.
We're going to take a break. 18-4 Camden Catholic. And we're back. 18-4 lead Camden Catholic. Heavyweight Cody Berry for Kingsway. Anthony Maloney for Camden Catholic.
What did Berry weigh in? Because he was listed at 215 early. Cody Berry, the senior, 4-3 this year. Third in the districts as a sophomore. Got hurt last year. Has 51 career wins coming into this match.
213.8, Budge. Not much of a difference because Maloney only weighed in at 219.6. So there's only 5 pounds difference, 6 pounds difference there.
Maloney, a junior, 2-2 so far this year. Wrestled some back up last year. Has a career record of 14-3. So Berry, the much more experienced wrestler. Maloney counters the takedown attempt by Berry, gets the takedown himself, and has a 2-0 lead. Here again, this comes from that opening week of competition. You think that they're wrestling over their head, wrestling St. Edwards and wrestling Oak Park, Missouri, but you learn a lot from that. Caution on Kingsway.
Of course, Ragone was the heavyweight wrestler for them last year. He's only a senior, Vogue, but obviously many people know he got injured in the state tournament, went to the state semifinals at heavyweight, and he's got that full ride to Notre Dame. You don't want to mess around.
Yeah. Tore up a knee in the state semifinals wrestling Demetrius Hester. Had to default right on through and ended up 6th in the state last year. Did not play football this year because he had that full ride to Notre Dame. And of course is not going to risk any further injury to his body with a full ride to Notre Dame on the table. Oh my. See the legs worked in? Power half, power half. Back points.
Got 2.
That's that Papa and DePaul influence there with the legs in. Legs in, power half, turn your man for back points. Four 0 lead.
We'll go to the second period. There's Pete DePaul, did his high school wrestling at Paulsboro High School. Tour of duty at Edgewood and Shalleck as a head coach before coming to Camden Catholic.
And as we mentioned earlier, went over the 100-win mark earlier this year with the 2 wins in Ohio, which got him to the 100-win plateau, and then beating Camden the other day gave him his 101st win. 79th coach in South Jersey history to hit that century plateau.
Barry with a nice spin around trying to get the takedown.
trying to spin out the opposite way. Look at that spin.
Nothing.
Nothing yet. Cody Berry did a great job of fighting that off. Maloney came very close to getting a takedown. Take a little peek at the clock. See how much time is left. Coaches on the side demonstrating what Maloney should do. Nice spin behind by Berry. Gets the takedown.
Got the 2.
Cuts the lead in half to 4-2. Here's the key.
Gonna let him go too, Vogt.
Yep.
Here we go. 5-2 lead now, Maloney. He goes in for the shot.
Yeah, you got to be very careful though.
Yeah.
You saw him go in with his arms outstretched that time out to the sides. That's a good counter move for a lateral drop. So you got to be careful. Down 5-2. You definitely need some kind of points here before the period's over if you can get them, but you got to be careful how you go after them.
It looks like we're going to go into the third period with a 5-2 lead for Maloney. I spoke too soon, Vogt.
Right at the buzzer.
And again, McConnell's going to argue this one. Let's listen in.
Two-point call stands because you saw at the scorer's table over there, the crowd noise had dropped a little bit, and the official over there with the towel did not throw it, indicating that the time had not run out when the points were given.
Right. Caution on Cody Berry. 7-2
deficit. He needs big back points there. He's going to cut him loose, try and go for the big throw, it looks like.
8-2 now.
And as we've often said, when you let him go like that, you got to be able to take him down.
Right.
So when you have a 6-point lead like this is where you can start to be defensive. As long as you circle on the mat, make it look like you're working a little bit. Time is on your side.
There's a warning against Maloney.
They're backing off.
Once again, Berry going right after him. Hey, that's what he's doing. What he's got to do now, Vogt.
Oh yeah, he's got to force the issue because of the slowing warning. Maloney doing what he has to do. He has the big lead. He does not have to take a chance at all. And by keeping the pressure on him, backing the Kingsway wrestler out of the circle, that prevents stalling calls.
Trying to do the trip, tie him up and trip him.
Oh,
goes
my.
back. He's got
my.
back points, Vogt.
Got to turn him in though. He's going to run out of room unless he turns him in.
Nice job by Maloney, knowing where he was on the mat at all times. The clock continues to run.
4-point
Not gonna have
move.
enough time. 8-6, 6.4 seconds left.
Big 4-point move, but it looks like too little, too late. Freestyle start, but I think you're going to see him go for a near side cradle right away. Just missed it.
And that's going to be a final 8-6.
That's it.
Now 21-4 in favor of Camden Catholic. And we get ready for 103. We'll probably see Mike Tully, who's a sophomore, votes against Curtis Becker. My first chance to see Curtis Becker. Freshman.
And that's 5 out of the first 6 bouts that Camden Catholic has won. Curtis Becker, as you mentioned, a freshman with a 3-2 record, did not place in the Keystone Classic. His opponent, a sophomore with 29 career wins, a district champion, 4th in Region 7 last year, Mike Tully.
Of course, Curtis used to live a couple houses down from me, Voj, a while back. Used to spend some time over at the Mondelli pool. He could probably take me in wrestling then, he could probably take me now, too.
It's neat to see Curtis's brother Brandon here tonight, the All-American from Indiana, home for a short holiday break.
Yeah, got to get back for the 27th, he's just telling me. And actually wearing a Liberty University shirt, which is where his brother, I think, is an assistant, right? Rob?
Robert is a assistant at Liberty University with Jesse Castro, the former Kingsway Regional High School wrestling coach. Tully in deep. Now he's going to, many times this position, they try to lift and then spin out the back door. Becker doing a good job of neutralizing that. Oh my.
It's a takedown for Becker. 2-0 lead.
Becker did a great job there of waiting for Tully to make the move, and when he tried for that sort of trifler like a headlock takedown, and then Becker slipped right out of that and then took his man to the mat for the 2 points. Oh my. .30 seconds to go in the period. Becker has the lead.
And brings him right back down to the mat. What you want to do?
Yeah, you see he's trying to hook the arm there. If he hooks the arm, he would try and turn him with that. Becker's got to be careful about the way he's grabbing the chin there, and which way he's pulling it.
Let's go.
Camden Catholic's choice, they defer.
Interesting how now they have a towel girl out there where
Might be a little late, Voj.
certainly would have helped.
Couple tough calls at the end of his matches. Hey, Becker's choice here, since Camden Catholic deferred, they chose the neutral.
Well, he got the initial takedown, so he feels comfortable on his feet. Stalemate, well. Good call. If you're not sure if one is stalling more than the other wrestler, then call a stalemate, get a fresh start. Tully with the shot. Becker trying to spin around, see if he can get around behind. He knows Tully reaching out and grabbing a leg. Got to cross face hard. At the same time, you got to be careful that the opponent doesn't pull your leg in and lift you off the mat, and that's what Tully's trying to do right here.
We're going to go back to the center now.
Good counter by Becker that time, as Tully tried to get in deep and try and switch off to a double to defend himself.
Only points in the match, a first period takedown, Curtis Becker. He leads 2-0, final 30 seconds, second period, 21-4 on the team scoreboard. Camden Catholic leads. We started at 152, we're at 103.
Becker that time trying to brace on the head and sweep an ankle, trying for an ankle pick. Tully's got nice height to him. Stretches those legs out, it's awful tough. Nice move by Becker. He's got a crossover. Going after it, still doesn't have it.
3 seconds, 3
still
seconds.
Doesn't have it.
And he does not get it. And once again, McConnell's not happy with the call. We go
Still
to the
2-0, third period.
Interesting here, Voj. Camden Catholic's choice.
Takes the top.
Yeah.
Well, because they want he's got nice long legs. They want to see if he can get a leg ride in there and start using that power half. See if he doesn't try to throw the legs in. Becker, of course, well aware of that.
Stalemate.
Stalemate, yep. See what Becker wants to do. He wants to explode off the bottom here. If you don't move, you risk the other wrestler from breaking you down, then trying to throw the legs in. Becker trying to establish wrist control.
How about that? Warning against Camden Catholic.
Yep.
Pete DePaul doesn't like that.
Yep. And you could hear the official say you got to work for something. Pete DePaul's counter argument is going to be he has to work to get off the bottom too. But stalling warning has been given.
Talking about hand position on the mat.
There's a caution on Kingsway because he's not setting up. He's got to put the hands in front of that forward line. Kingsway with a caution. Again, as Becker tries to get wrist control and tries to come up, you see that leg go in. That's the leg ride.
Right.
And what he'll try and do is force him over to one side or the other and try and get some kind of a power half in there.
All this riding now, Voj, is just an advantage to Kingsway though right now. Unless he can get the move.
There's another stalemate call. Yeah, the clock is running the whole time. I mean, Tully's got to think pretty soon of some kind of a move to get back points, or he's going to have to cut the man loose and go for a takedown. Right away again, Becker on the bottom, trying to establish wrist control down there. You see Tully trying to throw a leg in. Becker knows it's coming, reaches for it.
Potentially dangerous.
Yep. That's the best way to defend against somebody putting the legs in on you, is have that crock of your arm there ready to accept that leg as he tries to throw the leg in.
It's funny, Vogue, watching Brandon Becker watch his brother wrestle just on the side behind the Kingsway bench. Scouting a match just like he was going to wrestle the opponent later. Warning against Kingsway, so each wrestler has been called. 30 seconds left, 2-0 lead. Curtis Becker, 103.
Again, trying to establish wrist control, trying to turn his hips. There again, top man trying to throw the half in. He's got the leg in.
It's also the bottom man knowing what he wants to try and do also, Vogue.
Yes.
Five seconds, so Becker's going to hold on.
2-0, good win by Curtis Becker, the freshman.
We're going to take a break. 21-7, Camden Catholic. Just underway at 112 pounds. Taylor Walsh for Camden Catholic against Tim Ramirez of Kingsway.
Tim Ramirez, the junior, again, just gets taken down. 2-2 this year, did not place in the Keystone Classic. Second in the districts last year, 23 career wins. Taylor Walsh, a freshman from Camden Catholic, with a 3-1 record in the early going, and has the advantage in this match. I think we're going to find, with the exception of 119 pounds, Camden Catholic heavily favored some of this near side cradle. Oh my. Oh, brother. Oh my.
27-7. That's going to cost them a point if he doesn't go out there, Vogue.
Oh my.
This is the premier matchup, isn't it, Vogue? Bush v. Schmidt.
Yes.
These two met last year.
Yes. Corey Schmidt, a senior from Camden Catholic, 2-2 this year. But last year, he won the District 28 championship. Here you see the near side cradle being applied. Taylor Walsh rolls him right back and makes no, see, he sticks a knee under, makes no mistake in getting the pin. Last year in the District 28 championship, Corey Schmidt beat Rich Bushby, who's out there wrestling for Kingsway now. Bushby, a junior last year. Last 2 years he was at Collingswood. 5-2 so far this year. 5th in the Keystone. First at 103, second at 112, and 2 trips to the district finals. 2-time Region 7 champion. 6th in the state last year. 76 career wins going into this bout. A little bit of revenge motive here for the Kingsway wrestler. Oh my, oh my.
Schmidt gets a takedown.
As we mentioned, Schmidt, the win over Bushby last year to win the Outstanding Wrestler Award in the district, was a district runner-up the year before. Corey Schmidt looking very confident out there. Kind of
Bushby rolling around, getting the escape.
Getting the escape, yep.
We're in stereo there, Vogue.
Again, you notice Schmidt getting in on the legs. Very, very confident. DePaul stepping toward the mat, telling Corey Schmidt, We need two. We want you to get another takedown. Sign of a good team is not only to take your shots, but in defense of getting taken down yourself is establishing some kind of control out there when you're on your feet.
We see Tom McConnell. Next to him was Declan Moody, former wrestler at Kingsway High School, one of the assistants. I think he's going to let him go here, Voge. I think I'm wrong, Voge. I think he's saying give it a shot.
Well,
maybe he's saying give it a shot. If you can't, just let him go.
Yeah. Nice move by Bushby there on the roll through to try and come up and shoot a half, but Corey Schmidt has wrestled him before. He knows what to expect.
Now Bushby coming from Collingswood, Voge, and you've seen a lot of Collingswood over the years. What kind of style do they wrestle? Do they have a specific style of wrestling at Collingswood that you see Bushby bringing to Kingsway, or does he wrestle his own sort of style?
I think he's wrestling his own style. I mean, he was a two-time regional champion because he developed his own style coming into high school. Very aggressive on top, pretty solid on his feet. But again, he lost last year in the district finals to Corey Schmidt, who got the Outstanding Wrestler Award because he beat Bushby, a returning regional champion. Bushby not afraid to go for a pinning combination. But Corey Schmidt again knows how to battle out of that.
.49 seconds. We go back to the center. 2-1 lead Schmidt. 27-7. This is one Kingsway must have.
And you know, interestingly, John, when the opening day of wrestling came this year, Camden Catholic had their first practice minutes after midnight on opening day. They had 3-a-day practices that whole weekend. So they're very excited, and they're in very good shape. You notice that from bout to bout.
Absolutely.
They are not sucking air at all. Both teams with about 45 to 46 wrestlers on their roster.
You know, early on, it looked like Kingsway was in great shape. I just think they were deflated with a couple of those pins.
I don't think there's any question.
Took a lot of air out of the balloon.
Yeah.
Well, Bushby's job here is just to hold on and then start on bottom in the third period, get that point back.
Yeah.
Also get a point riding time. Not just joking. I know.
Well, you notice Schmidt again, he knows what to expect from Bushby. They've wrestled each other a couple times. So he knows what to expect. Winning that short sit out, he's trying to turn in. Bushby holding on for dear life, and time expires. So 2-1 entering the last period. Pete DePaul telling his wrestler, you need at least 2 points.
Schmidt's just going to let him go right now. Not even play around. We're tied at 2. Bushby with the shot. There's that sprawl again, Voge.
Yes. Wrestler's best friend when somebody tries to get in on your legs is sprawl, control the head. And as you saw up there in the middle of the mat there, trying to control the head and spin behind, grab that ankle. Wrestling is a very basic sport. You just have to work over and over and over to perfect your moves. And again, Corey Schmidt, to me, looks like he is the aggressive wrestler out there, and looks to be in very strong shape.
Bushby taking a couple shots though here in this third period.
Taking the shots, but again, Corey Schmidt defending those shots, and then as they go near the out of bounds, reaches in, tries to grab a leg. Both wrestlers have to be very aware of where they are on the mat and be very aware of what the other guy is doing. Bushby again in on there again in on the legs by Corey
Got the
Schmidt.
two. Oh, McConnell's not liking this again. 4-2 lead, and we're going to have a discussion over at the table. Let's see if we can get some sound. It's hard for us to hear. It is loud in here too. Here we go.
And I think if you look in the rule book, when a wrestler is going after a takedown, even if the other wrestler has an underhook in there or has an arm draped over, if you knock him off his base, knock him off his hip, you're going to get the 2-point call, and that's exactly what happened on that.
There's the escape, so Bushby's going to need a takedown. Trails 4-3.
With 30 seconds to go, so time is running out. Corey Schmidt can afford here now to do a little stalling on his feet. And notice again, if he controls the head, reaches in, spins behind. Oh my.
The noise is deafening, Coach.
Yes.
Under 10 seconds. Schmidt's going to win this one 4-3, and it's now 30-7. Hey, Coach, I don't know if I've ever heard a gym this loud, and we've been to some big matches in our day.
This is what the sport is all about. Head-to-head, full house. You can't script it any better.
Let's see what we got now at 125.
Alan Dyer, a sophomore from Camden Catholic, 0-1 this year. His opponent, Fran Smythe, a senior from Kingsway, 2-2. Did not face in the Keystone Classic, second in the district last year with 22 career wins.
So Dyer just a sophomore.
Yes, and the skeptics may look at the score up on the scoreboard and see something that I'm not seeing. You're seeing two teams really going to battle there, but you're seeing Camden Catholic exert some very powerful moves out there. Bonus points are huge. Winning the close ones is huge.
And I got to tell you, Coach, what's this say about a team like St. Edwards doing what they did to a Camden Catholic team?
It says they're the #1 ranked team in the country, and that's why they're #1 ranked. They win 13 out of 14 bouts against the Camden Catholic team, who was dominating a team that won the Keystone Classic. Bonus points are huge. Winning the close matches are huge. That's what Camden Catholic is doing. Notice the matches tonight. Camden Catholic wins an overtime match to start the competition. Wins a 6-5 match. Wins an 8-6 match. Wins a 4-3 match. Getting the bonus points where they need them and winning the close ones.
And we're scoreless here.
With a freshman, Alan Dyer.
Sophomore, Coach.
I'm sorry, sophomore, who has only wrestled one time so far this year.
Stall warning against Kingsway.
Again, Dyer in on the legs. Going to run out of time.
I think it shows you how tough the wrestling room is at Camden Catholic, though, when these guys just step into the lineup and compete like this.
Sure. And again, you're dealing with a senior against a sophomore. You automatically have to say, well, the senior should have the advantage. I don't think it makes any difference whether Camden Catholic wrestler is a freshman, a sophomore, junior, or senior. This is the wrestling room, the competition at room, rising to the top in this match.
Smythe on the bottom here. He's got to start working. He might get hit for a stall here, Vogue.
Keep it straight across.
He already has one against him.
Now the bar is out of there, the bar arm. He has to explode off the bottom. He can't put his head down the mat and he can't belly down. Camden Catholic wrestler pulling the arm through. If he can get the half in there, he can turn him and get back points.
We'll go back. I'm going through puberty here, Vogue. It's contagious tonight, Vogue. There we go. 41 seconds. No score, second period.
A sit-out attempt by the Kingsway wrestler, but now he has to keep moving on the bottom. Camden Catholic wrestler trying to bar the arm and step through. Controlling the action.
Final 15 seconds in the second, still scoreless. There's a point right there in the last 7 seconds for stalling.
Yep. One nothing, and you heard the official tell him.
I thought that should be a point.
It should be.
It's not on the board yet.
Yeah. And you heard the official tell the wrestler, you're looking up at the clock instead of wrestling. Officials will sense that out there, and that's when the stalling calls will come. Big point in a scoreless match. Camden Catholic will start this period down with a 1-point lead.
As we take a look at Pete DePaul, a little more comfortable right now. Nothing lead.
Dyer just kept working on the bottom to get the escape. Dyer does not have to take any outlandish chances here.
You know, you talk about Dyer only wrestling one match. He had 11 stitches in his forehead last week, Coach. Coming out, gutsy performance, and leads this match 2-0.
Well, and that's why he only wrestled one time out there, because of the injury. But obviously, coming back a week later and going out there and performing like he's performing, obviously shows how tough a kid he is. Oh my, steps right in. If he gets the arm free, good job by Kingsway. Prevent the takedown.
And it's still 2-0, under a minute left.
That should have given Smythe a little bit of confidence. He fought that off. But again, see the head control? Head control, forcing the man's head to the mat. Oh my, oh my.
Smythe rolled through.
Oh, brother.
And now he could get Papa's head. He got the takedown.
Yep.
They gave it to him.
Yep.
5-2. We got a match now.
27.7 to go. All dire
He's
need.
got to
That's
watch
1
because he's got
point.
the stallings, though.
Yep. 10 seconds to go in the bout. 2-2 to score.
Gonna have our second overtime match of the evening right now, Voj. Big takedown in the final 20 seconds. See some of the crowd.
First overtime period. The last overtime was won by Camden Catholic with a takedown. The stall warnings carry over.
Mike's got the leg. Once again, the sprawl when they're pushing down on the head from Camden Catholic.
Smythe showing head control now. It's a matter of being able to spin out to the side, grab an ankle, and spin behind.
See Smythe looking at the clock, trying to see how much time he has.
Got the
Gotta keep
ankle,
moving, Voj.
trying to spin behind. Now he's going to force into the man. Very close, very close,
7 seconds.
very close.
He
There's
got
the
it!
takedown.
He got it, Voj. 2 seconds left, he got it, he wins 4-2.
Oh my.
We're going to take a break. 30-10, Camden Catholic. Voj, what a wild start to this one. Ryan Masterson and John Renard. And Masterson comes right out and gets the takedown.
Gets the takedown. They're neutral now. It should be 2-1.
There's the one.
Ryan Masterson, a senior from Camden Catholic, 2-2 this year, second in the districts last year. His opponent, John Renard, a junior, 4-1 this year, third in the Keystone Classic. District lost to Aaron Wilcox of Shalleck, 5-1 in the District 31 finals last year, and come back to beat Wilcox 8-3 in the regional finals. Lost to Chris Noddy of Holy Cross, 1-0 in the state in the wrestlebacks to be eliminated in the state tournament last year. 44 wins in his career. Masterson did not respect that regional championship. Came right out after him.
May have caught him a little bit off guard. Masterson's been through the wars, though. He is a senior, so he's seen a lot of wrestling in this gym.
Well, and again, in that practice room, I mean, you have some talent in this Camden Catholic lineup. And taking that pounding day after day after day in the practice room, it's a very high-intensity practice, as you see a lot of high intensity out here on the mat.
Red's going down.
Renard's going to take bottom.
Are you set?
Camden Catholic already with 7 wins in this match.
We're tied at 2.
John Renard, a little bit of a surprise to a lot of people last year because he lost in the district finals to come back and won the regional final. Certainly no surprise to anybody this year. He established his identity last year in the regional tournament.
I don't think he was a surprise to us, Voj, because you can remember the dual meet we did at the beginning of last year.
Yes.
That match against Will Livingston, who eventually went on to win a state title, the match he gave him.
Absolutely. Now, I think he surprised people who didn't follow Kingsway last year. But I agree with you. Did not surprise us. Probably a little bit surprised that he lost in the district finals, but then we saw the regional final, and he came back and won that pretty handily.
.55 seconds. Masterson with the only takedown. Out came in the first 10-15 seconds of the first period.
Yeah, and what Renard has to be a little bit careful of here, he's backing out of the circle, and Masterson's taking some shots on him, so he's got to be careful not to get hit with stalling.
Masterson trying to get that ankle.
Control the head and reach for an ankle. If you get a good hold on it, boy, it's an easy takedown. I don't think enough high school wrestlers even attempt that move.
Let's go.
Stalemate, 12 seconds left. And remember, Masterson's choice to begin the third. Renard's trying to get that takedown late.
Yeah, and he'll be tough to hold down. There's no question about that.
Well, it's interesting to see Renard's strategy from the beginning.
Might just cut him right loose.
We have a blood timeout.
What's happening? Let's go through that old match. Every time we get a lead, that's how they wrestle. Blah, blah, blah. I fucked up over here. What's that? Push me. Oh, too quick. Right here. Right in front of you, man. I'm busting you. Over there? Go around.
As we take a look now at the Camden Catholic side, we get a little of the interplay between the officials and the coaches. In the old days, you weren't allowed to coach during a blood timeout, right, Vogue?
No.
It wasn't the old days. I guess it wasn't too long ago.
Not too long ago. No, he generally was a trainer out there. And then, of course, in injury timeouts, only one coach is allowed out there. And then you saw there 3 or 4 coaches out there attending to the wrestler. Camden Catholic's choice. Taking a defensive position.
No, Kingsway mathematically still alive in this match, Vogue.
Yeah, but the odds are getting slimmer every bout. Still have 2 of the better Camden Catholic wrestlers coming up in Dakota Moore, Jackson Brady. So another win would put it just about out of sight. I think the question there was Pete DePaul started to come over and ask about why there wasn't a takedown. If the wrestler gets behind and both hands are down there supporting on the mat, then you're going to call a takedown. If only one hand is down, you can't call the takedown.
Masterson with the 3-2 lead.
And putting the pressure on again.
And I think if you looked before the match, Kingsway would say this is one they would have won. Well, I think that the moves that Camden Catholic forced Kingsway into, pitting McCauley up to 215, and
crucial moves, no question.
He had to give up 20 pounds, and early on things looked Kingsway's way. I mean, they had the crowd on the momentum on their side, even though they lost that first match. I mean, the job that Whedon did.
And you wonder if losing that match forced some of the moves as they reach the upper weights.
.30 seconds. There's the shot by Renard. Once again, a nice sprawl by Camden Catholic. Masterson.
And Renard's back is against the wall here, so he's really going to take the chance. And Masterson really can be defensive here. Gonna run out of time.
There's a stall warning, but might be too late. Nice job by Masterson. He's going to hold on and win. 3-2.
Another 1-point win for Camden Catholic.
(33-10), Camden Catholic. And Vogue, when you get two teams like this, it can end up like this because a lot of those close matches you see go in the way of Camden Catholic.
Yes.
Wrestling 135 from Kingsway, Josh Smith from Camden Catholic, Bill Walker.
Josh Smith and Bill Walker.
Bill Walker, a junior from Camden Catholic, who is 0-0 at this point. So Bill Walker, the junior, out there for Camden Catholic. For Kingsway,
Smith 4-3.
Josh Smith, a junior, 4-3, 6th in the Keystone Classic. So again, you say with a wrestler who was 6th in the Classic last week against a wrestler who is walking out there with no record, you would think that Kingsway would be favored in this bout.
Kingsway's going to get 6 days off after this match and have to regroup. They have the Collingswood tournament coming up on the 27th. You know, you talked about the Virginia duels. You know, they have their conference matches, Williamstown, Delsey. Of course, their big dual meet left is the end of January, which this year, Vogue, is obviously the end of the year. They have Kittatinny, and of course, Kittatinny came to Kingsway last year with the big upset for the Dragons. This time the Dragons go up to Kittatinny.
Hey, Kittatinny won the state championship last year, so there's a little bit of a revenge factor there. Oh my.
Smith will get the 2. It looks like not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Gave it to him too quick. Nothing.
Nothing. Walker kept the arm in there and blocked it off. Again, here you're talking about a wrestler going out there with a 0-0 record.
There's a big takedown.
Big takedown.
For Smith. Gets it in the last 3 seconds.
And again, we said before, you want to prevent that at the end of a period if you can. Walker let his guard down just a little bit. Smith took advantage of it.
And we're already at 2-1. It's just into the second period.
Well, kind of interesting again with a 2-0 lead. I don't know if I would cut somebody that quickly. Obviously, Smith feels a little bit more confident on his feet.
Coach, we've talked about that actually the last couple of years. I mean, you don't, all over in wrestling, you see that a lot more, and you're not a big fan of that. You like to see a guy try and ride the other wrestler.
Well,
work for some back points,
work
some
for back points. I think Walker got high there, put himself in jeopardy, and it cost him an extra 2 points because of the takedown and 2-point near fall.
There's the escape now, 6-2. And that's why Smith let him go, Vogue.
Evidently. That seems to be a more prevalent style a lot of times on a collegiate level, where wrestlers are so evenly matched that they'll increasingly cut the guy loose, especially if they get the early advantage with an early takedown.
We'll go back to the center, 30 seconds left in the second. Josh Smith of Kingsway with a 6-2 lead. However, Camden Catholic leads on the scoreboard 33-10. We're at 135 pounds, so we only have
2 more bouts.
2 more bouts to go. And that Hague Brady match will still be an intriguing match. Remember, Hague's a returning region champ.
Yes, and with that last win, of course, Camden Catholic clinched the win. There's no way if Kings were to pin out, the most they could get is 28 points. So the match is over at this point. Now it just becomes personal pride.
And Kingsway still got to look forward to, the conference. And, you look at the state tournament. I think a little disappointing last year to them when they lost to Central in the South Jersey sectional end. You look who's in the tournament. You got Ocean, you got High Point, a couple of the other premier teams in Group 3 they got to battle with if they want to win a state title.
Yep. Quick sit out to get the reversal, and then just that quickly an escape for Camden Catholic.
8-3.
8-3, as you mentioned. Yeah, I think this just goes to show, even with a couple losses coming in, the caliber of competition that Camden Catholic has faced this year, the caliber of talent they have back, blended with some new faces. It's going to be a very formidable opponent.
They call that retooling, Vogue, not rebuilding.
That's right, retooling.
And this is just the first step for Camden Catholic. I mean, the fate is in their hands, their own fate. I mean, if they want to finish number 1 in the state, they have a chance. They have Southern, they have Jackson. We went through the schedule.
Yeah.
2 of the teams, and they have Bergen Catholic. I mean, they beat all those teams. High Point. That hurts just saying those teams, doesn't it?
Yes, and more importantly, even if they lose to a Jackson or a Southern, it's preparing them to win the things that count the most for them, and that's a state championship.
40 seconds left, 8-3 match.
They have been through some tough wars just after the first opening week of the season, so this weekend's going to be an even bigger test for them to come right back and have to wrestle against Southern.
10-3 for Smith, gets the takedown. 20 seconds, we want to let him go and try and get the major. There he does, 10-4, so in the last 15 seconds he needs a takedown. And then he's going to give up the takedown, it looks like.
Got a little sloppy on that move, and that's what happens.
Final score 10-6, Fran Smith of Kingsway. Or Josh Smith, I should say, of Kingsway. And we'll take a break. 33-13, Camden Catholic. We're at the 140-pound weight class. It's 33-13, Camden Catholic. It's Ryan Dorman, a senior for Kingsway, Dakota Moore, a junior for Camden Catholic.
Ryan Dorman, 4-2 this year, 4th in the Keystone Classic. First at 112 in 2005, second at 125 pounds in 2006. 54 career wins coming into this bout. Dakota Moore, 1-3 this year so far, second in the district, 4th in the region last year, has 56 career wins.
Well, 2 hours ago, Vogue, we were hoping for a lot tighter match at this point.
To come down to these last 2 bouts where Kingsway has some experienced wrestlers going out there. Of course, Camden Catholic countering with the same thing, with one a very experienced wrestler and one who everybody wants to see how he performs this year. Dakota's Moore's brother is having an outstanding opening season at Gloucester County College this year, Randy Moore.
Like a stalemate, as I say. There's the whistle.
You're identifying that pretty good anymore.
Yeah, you're tapping me. You're telling me every time it happens. You're making me look good, Vogue. Dorman with the shot. Up.
2-point takedown.
Moore gets it
for Camden Catholic.
And he steals 2 points at the end of the period. There's your missus, Betty Vogeding's watching the match, and once again Tom McConnell has a question. Mrs. Vogt making sure she has money to take us out to dinner after the match, Vogt.
Oh, yeah.
I know a couple spots between here and East Greenwich we can stop.
You notice that the Kingsway coach goes over and asks, and the explanation was, even though the wrestler had 2 hands out there on the leg, he knocked him off the base. So I think that was the explanation why he gave the 2 points.
Just gonna have to let him go. Or bring him down.
Yeah, as long as you make an attempt. Now see, when he takes the man to the mat, Dorman brings him back on himself. He's got to be very careful. If Dakota Moore turns his hips, he can get a reversal in this move.
And obviously this is one of those matches, Vogt, where the records are a little bit deceiving, with Moore with just the 1 win and 3 losses yet they're in that tournament they were in.
Yeah, that elite competition they were facing out there. Not to say that Dorman didn't face some elite competition, but I think that strengthens you for this type of dual meet competition. Dakota Moore up to his feet. Dorman's got to take him back to the mat. Cuts him loose.
Okay, 3-0, but there's the ankle for Dorman. He's got to finish this.
And he steps across. No takedown yet.
There's the 2.
There's the takedown there. Even though Dakota Moore has his hands locked around that single leg, and is explaining to the Kingsway wrestler, or to the Camden Catholic wrestler, that he has been taken down. So that cuts the deficit to 3-2.
Trying to remember back to last year in that Kittatinny match, but I think Dorman's one of those kids that came up big for Kingsway in that match.
Yep. Dorman's had some big wins for Kingsway over the last 2 years. This would be a huge confidence builder if he could come out of here victorious.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Interesting attempt to bring Dorman back to the mat by bracing against Dorman's legs. Dakota Moore still in control.
You know, Kingsway's going to lose a lot of seniors, Vogt, and I guess this match next year will be at Kingsway.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
If they have a 2-year deal, and we presume they do.
Oh, I'm sure they do, Vogt.
Let's go. Let's go.
Kingsway will have their work cut out trying to replace some of these seniors.
Yeah, but on the other hand, what I think my point is being that, you know, Kingsway's going to know how much better they got to get.
Yes.
You know, they see what it takes.
Notice again the leg ride in there. They're very, very comfortable with getting the leg ride in. Potentially dangerous.
Greg, you hear me?
Here again, you see what Camden Catholic does. They come up and hug the body. Dorman knows what he has to do here to try and get out. He's got to get those hips released.
Ten seconds.
Then having that power half in there prevents a lot of damage.
Almost back points, but we're running out of time, and Moore's going to win this one, 3-2. Another close
match.
36-13, Camden Catholic.
By a score of 3-2 from Camden Catholic, Dakota Moore.
Final match of the evening, I think. Once again, McConnell going over, questioning the call.
Southern High School in Hawking.
Here we go, Jackson Brady. Mark Haig.
From Kingsway, Vogeding from Camden, Jackson Brady.
Of course, Vog, we saw one of Brady's first high school matches last year against Paulsboro
Yes.
when he wrestled at Paul to 6.
Yep. And was victorious in that one, and had a shortened year last year. Jackson Brady was at Paul the 6, went 12-2 there, and then no longer wrestled there. He actually transferred to Camden Catholic. He's been 2-2 this year so far, but one of his wins was against a 3-time state champion from Oak Park, Missouri, who was 123-2 and is headed for Oregon State. So Jackson Brady has had a good start this year. Mark Haig, a senior, 5-2 this year, 5th in the Keystone Classic, District 31 and Region 8 champion last year. He pinned Brandon O'Hara of Washington Township, was 2nd in District 21 at 140 pounds the year before. 51 career wins coming into this bout.
Brady with the leg.
Again, as experienced as Kingsway is in the upper weights coming into this match, you see almost all the close matches going to Camden Catholic tonight, plus the bonus points where they needed them. That opens up what could be a very competitive close match against one that looks like a runaway when you look at the final score. Stalemate.
Final 20 seconds of the first period. This score is 36-13 Camden Catholic. Mark Haig and Jackson Brady. We're going to end the period scoreless. Kingsway's choice, I'm sure Haig will take down here, Butch.
Notice a banner in the background, Camden Catholic Wrestling, New Jersey's #1 team in 2005. Of course, Jackson Memorial taking that honor last year, and Camden Catholic has them on the schedule this year.
Interesting deferring for the first points of the match.
Yep.
Nice move by Haig.
Didn't spin around to the side fast enough, though. It's the jeopardy of giving up an escape right here.
Locking, there we go.
There's the one.
Petey DePaul's arguing locking hands. They got the 1-0.
Jackson Brady fires right back inside. Better that single, steps in, uses a trip, gets the takedown.
3-0.
I think Petey DePaul and Gary Papa very happy with what they're seeing.
Back points there.
Oh my.
No count. Didn't get it. 30 seconds left.
Jackson Brady was waiting for that roll move, almost held his opponent there long enough to get back points.
Of course, folks, we're looking at two wrestlers here who could very well qualify for the state tournament. Haig, obviously a returning region champ, so he's got to be favored. And Brady, so who knows, down the road they could meet again.
Oh, without any question. I mean, Haig has been there. He's been a regional champion. Jackson Brady wants to be one. And he's establishing right now what it takes to be a regional champion.
Right now, we look at it, Camden Catholics won 9 matches, Kingsway 4. Start the third, 3-0 lead. Haig starts on the bottom.
And if Kingsway wins out in this bout, that is really a pretty superior performance, winning 10 out of 14 weight classes.
Caution against Brady. I believe Brady started his midget career in Kingsway, in the Kingsway wrestling program, Vogt. And in control so far, a minute 30 left. He has a 3-0 lead. He lets him go. Now he's Haig just a takedown from tying this match. Takedown away. 3-1.
Has to keep the pressure on.
Brady gets in again. He is quick,
Oh
Vogt.
my.
Look at that job by Haig.
Fighting it off. All he's got to do is limp arm out. If he can get that arm out. And he can't. It's got to be frustrating to be that close to getting points and ending up with nothing.
You look at the last 5 matches, Vogt. 4-3, 4-2, 3-2, 10-6, 3-2.
Well, that's what I'm looking at here. You know, the big bonus points. Camden Catholic with 3 pins. Oh my. Oh my.
Brady with the takedown with 35 seconds left, or 38 seconds left. It's now 5-1.
So I was saying Kingsway Camden Catholic with 3 pins, and as you mentioned, 4 1-point wins, 1 2-point win, and an overtime 2-point win. So dominating the close matches and getting bonus points, pin points where they have to.
And the crowd starts to file out, Vogt.
Well, I hope they appreciate both sides tonight, because Kingsway certainly didn't roll over and play dead, but Camden Catholic is showing why they're the #1 team in South Jersey this early in the year.
And the big one tomorrow night against Southern, Vogt. They travel to Southern and take on the Rams. However, tonight, the Irish defeat Kingsway 39-13. We'll be back with some final words after this timeout. Welcome back to Camden Catholic High School. 39-13 Camden Catholic defeats Kingsway, and we're with Pete DePaul. And Pete, we thought it was going to be a closer match. I mean, you guys are obviously the favorite coming in. Your gym, you know what you've been through, the schedule you have. But were you a little surprised at the final outcome?
No, I wasn't. We prepared for this. We were actually a little disappointed at 103, and we wish we would have been able to secure that 125 match. So we'll take this. We still have a lot of work to do, especially for tomorrow night.
I was going to say, and we talked about this all night, your schedule, and you told us last year your guys will wrestle anybody, and looking at your schedule proves it. How do you come back a match like this, all the build-up, and then get ready for a team like Southern, who many people think could be the number one team in the state?
We train for it. I mean, we train for it. The kids are prepared. We get them mentally prepared. We get them physically prepared, and we talk about it. And in one day, we wrestled the number one team in the country and the number 3 team in the country. So, you know, we're not real worried. You know, we feel like we'll be able to step it up tomorrow night.
What kind of goals do you set up at the start of the year? I mean, is it a conference? Is it a parochial title? Is it number one in the state? What is your goal?
Our team goal is everything you said, but we don't talk about it. We don't. It's just these guys know when they come in, they know what the goal is. We just work hard. We don't talk about it. It's a unique angle that we take in goal setting, but it's working so far. So.
Good, Voj.
Well, and I think it's an interesting thing, Pete, we had talked about this on the phone the other night. When the opening day of the season came, you didn't wait until the next afternoon to get started. When did you start your first practice on opening day of the season?
We start midnight. We start midnight practice, and we had about 10 practices in by Sunday.
Yes.
You know, the kids are dedicated. The people in this program are dedicated, and we want to be the best that we can be. And you know, we're gonna see what happens with the schedule. We're gonna try.
And I thought that's what was interesting to me. They had Midnight Madness in wrestling. You hear about it in basketball, but they had it in wrestling, and that was the first of 3 practices that day.
Right.
That was a Friday.
Yeah, we had triple sessions, 4 practices Friday, 3 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
There you go, and that's the dedication it takes. And I think a lot of that paid off tonight because you look at the close matches tonight, you won the majority of the 1-point and 2-point matches, you won the 1 key overtime match, and you had 3 falls, and as you mentioned, as we first come on here, you beat
3 region champions, 3 region champs.
And the other thing I noticed is the guys who just stepped into the lineup, it tells the competition that you have on your team because these guys come in, you might not have heard of them, but the way they wrestled out there says a lot about, you know, what the wrestling room must be like at Camden Catholic.
That room's tough, man. I'll tell you, we have about 40 guys, but some guys, you know, we got kids that can't take it, they leave, or they transfer out. You got to come to that room and be ready to work, or you're going to have to get out. And that's our philosophy.
Well, Pete, congratulations on how you got a big day tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
All right, Wild Thing.
Okay, Voj. 39-13. They win what? 10 out of the
10 out of 14
matches.
bouts, and like I say, you know, won 4 or 5 1-point bouts, won a couple 2-point bouts, won a key overtime bout, and had 3 pins on top of it, and beat 3 region champions. That's got to say they are really one of the superior teams in South Jersey right now.
Well, it should be a fine season of high school wrestling here in New Jersey. For John Vogeding and the entire crew, I'm John Mondelli. Have a great New Year. We'll see you next time on Show.